iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FullTimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It's part of our podcast preview series. Let's get to the Cincinnati Reds. Let's start it up with catcher Tucker Barnhart. Nobody seems to really like Tucker Barnhart, but you know what? He doesn't suck. When you're looking for a catcher at the end of your draft who can get double-digit home runs, maybe 40 or 50 RBIs, not kill you batting average-wise, there's Tucker Barnhart. He's a poster child for that. So I think he's one of those guys you certainly can wait for in your draft. Wait and wait and wait. You're in auction, $2 at the end. You get yourself Tucker Barnhart. There you go. Done. Man, Joey Votto, it is just done. Done. I'm telling you, it's done. His last good year was 2017. In the last 2 years, he has 12 home runs and 15 home runs. He had 47 RBIs last year. He had 261. I mean, the on-base percentage was always in the 400s. It was at 357 last year. I don't know, man. He used to have more walks and strikeouts. Now it's more strikeouts and walks. You know, that's like crazy, crazy stuff. So, look, I always talk about name over game. And I think that's who he is. He's name over game. I don't want any part of Joey Votto, and I don't want you to have him either. Okay? Second baseman, Mike Moustakas. They brought the Moose in. I love the fit. He can play third if they need him, especially with Suarez not 100%. He can play second. He's going to hit 35 home runs. He's going to hit 90 RBIs. He's going to hit about 250. You know exactly what he's going to do, and he's going to do it very well. So I'm a big fan of Mike Moustakas. At shortstop, there's Freddie Galvis. Freddie Galvis is about 30 years old, and he's not a sexy player, right? Nobody really wants Freddie Galvis. But look, he's gotten, and since 2016, 20 home runs, 12, 13, 23. His raw RBIs have been 67, 61, 67, and 70. He steals a few bases. He strikes out a bit too much. He doesn't take a walk. That's true. But he's not a bad player. Those numbers will actually help you. You could take him as one of the last shortstops off the board. Eugenio Suarez, I'm a big, big, big fan, but the shoulder's not 100%. He hasn't taken a swing yet. So I'm looking at a guy with a lot of strikeouts. I don't think he gets 550 at-bats this year. I do have my worries about him. I like him. Don't get me wrong. I like him, but I don't want you to think about last year's stats. The 49 home runs and 103 RBIs, let's get those away. Let's call it 34 home runs and 88 RBIs. I'm just projecting a regression there. I really am. Okay, in the outfield, there's a lot of guys there. First, Nick Senzel. Nick Senzel still not dealing with a shoulder injury. He's not 100%. He's in a throwing program. There's no date for his return. Who knows when he's going to come back? I don't know. I know he's a talented player. But it also wouldn't shock me to see them trade Senzel. So I'm not really a fan there. Next, Shogo Akiyama. I like him a lot. They brought him in from Japan, and Shogo's got skills. He's 31 years old, that's true, but he can hit for average. He's got a little power. He's got a little speed. And a lot of people tend to stay away from Japanese hitters. I'm not. I embrace the Japanese hitters. I think he's pretty good. Nick Castellanos, loved Castellanos. I mean, this is a guy who should hit 30 home runs and 90 RBIs in this lineup. They paid a lot of money to bring him in, and I think he's worth every penny. I think that he's a really solid addition there to that outfield. He plays every day. Aristides Aquino had a flash last year. He's 25. But he could begin this season in the minors because he's got options remaining. Now, there's a lot of power there. There's a lot of speed. There's a lot of ability. But until things shake out, he easily could appear in the minor leagues to start the season. You've got Jesse Winker. You've got Akiyama. You got Senzel, you got Castellanos, you got Aquino, you got a lot of guys there, and that is a problem. Okay, closer, Raciel Iglesias. I'm a fan. He's a solid pitcher. We'll get the saves there for sure. Has a lot of strikeouts. It's just a good pitcher. I'm a fan. ERA was a little high last year, but we can live with that. The rotation, though, is pretty good. Luis Castillo, late second, early third round pick. This guy is getting better and better. He had 226 strikeouts last year through 190 innings, where most people don't throw 170. This dude's throwing 190. He only lit up 139 hits last year. That's pretty amazing. I'm a huge fan. Sonny Gray did a very good job. It was a good comeback year for him. We hadn't seen him pitch well for a couple of seasons. Last year, he was on the mark. Only 122 hits and 175 innings. I love that number. Still a few too many walks for my liking, but the numbers are really good. I'm on board with Sonny Gray. Trevor Bauer had a big setback last year, but I think the old Bauer comes back. Bauer of 2018 was a Bauer who had an ERA of 2.21. So last year the strikeouts were still there, but he was letting up way too many home runs. And remember, the Reds play in a home run in a bandbox, so he's got to be careful. But I do like Trevor Bauer a lot. At the end of this rotation, Wade Miley, Anthony DeScalfani, Tyler Mahle, I think they all have value because it's a very good team. This is a playoff team, and I think you're talking about any of those guys in this rotation can get 10 wins, an ERA of about 4, or whip about 1.25, 1.28, 130, 140 strikeouts. There's nothing not to like there. Okay? So keep your eyes on the Reds. This is a very good team, and they're deep. I didn't even talk about a couple of the other players that I really wanted to talk about. I didn't mention Jesse Winker, who I really should. This is a guy who I've liked a lot. Okay? But what we've seen from Winker is we haven't seen that average where we wanted to yet. We haven't seen that on-base percentage where we wanted to yet. But he's a good player. All right? He only showed 16 home runs and he has no speed. The question is, can he throw some more power when everybody's hitting 25 home runs? Can this guy hit 25? I'm not so sure yet. I also like a guy named Josh Van Meter. Josh Van Meter's got power, he's got speed, and he's useful. And if you draft Mike Moustakas, if you draft Suarez, if you draft Votto, if you draft Freddie Galvis, Josh Van Meter's a kind of guy who will be their utility player, and he could have value that you don't see right now. But if you're in a draft Champions League, you might actually really like him. Okay? But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. I want you to check out fulltimefantasy.com, enter the promo code ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. Also, when you get there, check out the Team Outlooks by Sean Childs. He does an amazing job, and I really would recommend you reading them and then listening to these podcasts. But between the two things, boom, you're going to win some fantasy baseball leagues. All right, guys, this is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to Full Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full-time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.